Hello, Gothamites. We are here to talk about Gotham Season 4, Episode 3, They Who Hide Behind Masks. Join us.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
So we're here.
It's another week.
We're ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So excited.
Ooh.
So is this the cover?
This is
Yes.
like
Yeah.
It's
very angelic.
It's very simple, nice.
I feel like this
Things
is
got started here on Gotham, relationship-wise. But I'm not alone. You can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That's Kaufmann. But I'm not alone. I'll say that twice because there was a glitch in the Matrix starting to my far left.
Hi guys, I'm Karla Beltran. I'm super excited to be part of this panel. You can find me on Instagram at Karla with a K, B-E Travels, and on Twitter at Karla Beltran with an R at the end.
What's up, guys? I'm Zack Peter. You can follow me at Just Plain Zack across all social media platforms, and that's Zack with a K.
Hey guys, I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me all over the internet at Joelle Monique and every week at blackgirlnerds.com.
Yeah.
So, Barbara and Roz. First off,
Ew!
can we just decide on a pronunciation before
Hard
we even get
veto.
into the ship?
Okay.
Can we get into a pronunciation? Is it Roz or Raish? We need to
What
decide
I
as a panel.
don't want to hear from
Roz.
anyone is Raish. It just sounds so
Raish
awful
sounds
on the
gross.
ears.
Raish sound like if I saw Raish on Tinder, I'd be like, swipe left, just name alone.
I can't.
Like that's
you
not
can't
happening.
scream that during sex. Also,
Exactly,
there's no H
thank
at the end
you.
of his name. Like it's what Raish. It's with an S at the end. It should be Roz. That's all
I
I'm
think
saying.
it's Ross.
So,
I like
for
the way
the
that
purposes
Yeah,
of
Roz
this
is a
panel,
little
it is
sexier.
Ra's al Ghul.
Ross Al
Yes.
Ghul.
So we have decided henceforth that at least for the Gotham After Show, it is Ra's al Ghul.
Ross
I
Al
love it.
Ghul.
I'm happy we settled that. Now let's get into
Yes.
what went down.
The disgustingness that was. I found a relationship I won't ship, Steve. It's
That is
this
kind of
one.
impressive, Joelle.
I know. I ship everyone. I love love. I hate this relationship. I don't know what it means. It's gross.
So we were talking about how we like how Gotham takes very interesting takes on existing canon.
It's true.
Let's be fair, that's exactly what this is.
It is an interesting take on existing canon, but it's frustrating because I don't feel like Raj is the kind of person who experiences romantic love. I don't think that that's the thing that interests him. It's weird.
But allow me a volley. Do you think he's actually experiencing romantic love, or do we think he's faking it to
He's
manipulate
faking it.
Barbara
I
Keegan?
think
faking
he's
it.
faking it. Yeah,
Does he
definitely.
need
He's
to
totally faking it.
Here's the thing, though. If you've been around for 1,000 years, like, why? Like, he could kill her. He could just force her. She's willing to do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see what leverage he needs against her. Like, she's clearly already going to do whatever he asks her to. So why fake the relationship?
That's true.
Perhaps.
Fair.
Well, I think that there's room for that answer. There's room for us to get that answer, and I have faith in this show to actually give it to us, because there is a lot of canon to him that you cannot ignore.
That is true.
And he's not a mantle character like you could argue for a lot of the people on Gotham that we have to be. I give them credit that that's coming.
Well,
Yeah.
personally, what my theory was about this is the fact that maybe she's the first person that he brought to life, and that's why he maybe has this sort of connection with her, as to why he might not be romantically like inclined with her, but he might have this
You
kind
know
of
what?
connection of like she's somewhat of my like like this person that I. brought
I would
to
at least
life.
buy into that story. If
Yeah.
that's the story they're going to go with, I'd be like, all right, I guess.
Or he's
sure.
a sociopath that doesn't believe in romantic love, but he gets off on messing with mortals.
Yeah, I think it's
Messing
more
with
of that.
mortals' idea of romantic love.
I think it's more of along the lines of that, and you're gonna hate me for the reason I don't like this ship, and the reason I veto it is because I think Barbara's too good for him.
No, I don't hate that at all. I don't know if I feel like Barbara's too good for anyone. Barbara's kind of a hot mess. I love
But
her.
I love it. She's like here, and I think she can do better than him.
I just really enjoy like masterminds who are like singularly focused, and a relationship automatically diverts your focus and your attention.
Yeah.
Even if it's fake, it's just a lot of energy you have to spend on like getting that person where you're trying to get to them. I
Yeah.
just feel like I would prefer like the suit and tie Raj that we get, who's just like, look, I need the knife, I need to do the things, and we're blowing up the city. I miss that.
But that's what I like about this version of Ra's al Ghul that I believe I've said before is kind of a sloppy version. Like he's not.
By are we comparing him to others?
But specifically to compare him to Liam Neeson, he's a very everyone would be a sloppy version if you compare him to Liam Neeson.
Version.
Yeah, when you compare
But, like,
anybody to Liam
even
Neeson.
the Arrowverse version, which I think the Arrowverse version also was incredibly mortal to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's very weird. I don't like it either.
That I think this is a very, very good take. That at least right now he comes off as very sloppy and mortal and human and messy.
Yes.
And I like that. I like, if only for storytelling, that he's messy because he's going through some stuff and like he needs to mess with mortal love to try and understand it, or like we can get motivation
Yeah, I like
later.
humanizing our villains. I'm down with that.
I just
No.
wish the animated series. Was like, that's who I want. I'll deal with this one. I'm interested to see where it goes because they implemented him much more into the series than I thought they would. I knew he was going to be our big bad, but I kind of had a feeling that he would be like the Court of Owls, where there's a lot of behind the scenes, and then every once in a while, and then he emerges from the darkness. So I'm kind of excited to see how messy he can get.
No, I agree. I thought he would be like Vince McMahon in wrestling, where like Vince McMahon shows up in wrestling. For those of you who don't follow it, Vince McMahon in pro wrestling shows up like once every, like probably twice every 12 months, like once every 6 months.
And it's always like a dun 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 moment. You're like,
But
oh no!
And it's always infallible, where he comes in like, we're doing this, and then he leaves, and then that sets forth the motion of television for like a year.
Totally.
So I like Ra's al Ghul that way in theory, but I really like this approachable version that we're seeing now. It's messy. It's there. He lost his sword somehow.
What did you do, bud?
How did you?
Yeah, how did you
Something else
misplace?
important
How do you
tool.
misplace a sword?
That doesn't make any sense.
No,
at all.
That's what I'm
especially
saying,
when
like-
it's like this important. Like, I
Also-
feel like that's like I never misplaced my phone, and I feel like his sword is way more important than like my phone is to me.
That's so true.
Like,
Well, also, this is far from a prediction. However, the Lazarus Pit went from Arabia to 125 AD to Gotham
yeah,
now, I think has something to do with how the sword moved too.
yeah.
Is
Do you
there
think
one
they
Lazarus
Postmates
pit or
that?
multiple?
Was that an
Hilarious.
option? Uber Eats.
Does every continent have a Lazarus
I mean,
Pit?
if the Lazarus Pit is just water, technically it could be in multiple places.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
true.
I
could
really-
you make a
fair.
Lazarus Pit?
I really thought they were gonna be excited and be like, "Yeah, just drink more water and it'll save your life." The whole water rant at the top of the show was exciting to me. It was amazing. It was wonderful. I was like, "Yes, do drink more water, save
Yeah.
lives, come back from the dead."
So we can talk about Bruce and the sword now.
Okay.
And Bruce in general. I'm really happy
Yeah.
with everything we got Bruce and Alfred.
Except the
moving-
costume.
Yeah, I hated
how
the
much
costume.
did you guys talk about the costume last
okay,
week?
I
We
hated the
touched on it.
costume.
Touched on it. Okay,
We
so it
touched
can
on
happen now.
But I mean, I don't think I like the costume, but I don't like the mask. I think the costume is just fine.
Why is he
I don't like
in
the
like
mask.
a puffy
It's a
winter
biker
coat?
jacket.
It looks like a North Face jacket, and I hate it.
I think it's more of a biker jacket
It's
with
puffy.
like the spiny thing.
He's trying to
and
look
Yeah.
tough.
No, it's not doing it.
Um,
And the thing is, like, I've seen like motorcycle gear where it's like, the jacket that has like the spine in it, so if you fall, you don't like.
Yeah.
That's
bust
what it
yourself
looks
up.
like to me. It doesn't look like a North Face jacket. It looks
Yeah,
like
it doesn't look like a North.
No, it's not
a
cool
really
enough.
tough like armadillo style.
I want to talk to Lucius and
It
be
is-
like,
it
why
is an
have we not
armadillo.
worked on
Yeah.
the style more? It's a problem.
But like let us know in the comments. I am hashtag pro Batsy.
What?
Ah,
Pro baby
Steven.
bats?
I have never heard you say this when we were watching this. I
Well,
feel
'cause
like we
then
were
maybe
all
that's it.
unanimously
I'm-
against.
I'm
Oh,
pro
wait.
baby
You're
Batsy.
pro baby
You
Batsy?
guys are both wrong.
Oh my
I'm
God.
just going
I'm
on the
with
record
Joelle
and
on this
saying
one.
that.
Because
We're-
I mean,
we're
I think
split.
I don't think it would have been nice for him to start out with like a super hardcore like cool costume.
I agree.
Because then the transition won't be the
There's
same.
nowhere to grow, for
Yeah.
sure.
there's
I mean,
nowhere to
but
go
Bruce
from
has
there.
money. Like, we could have brought Zach Posen to design something
One,
way more stylish
thank
than
you.
that.
But I also feel like, to me, it's not so much like I don't mind evolving the suit, but I just wish it would progressively get cooler. Whereas I felt the long like duster coat looked much cooler and badass than whatever the bubble suit he's in now is. I just really hate it. It doesn't feel like a superhero. It feels like the Michelin Man. spray painted black. I just
Well,
can't
but
with
he's
it.
technically not a superhero yet.
Yeah, he's superhero in the making.
Yes.
So everybody has like a place to have bad outfits
It's
before
like-
they become.
This is awkward teen years.
Yeah, this is awkward.
I
TV.
now can accept this suit.
At least he's not wearing like a blanket as a cape or like
Yeah.
something where like
That would be
something
highly
cheesy.
problematic.
Yeah, but at least it's not like that. At least he has something that's bulletproof.
Yeah, a little more functional.
So I like it. I think it's a good way to start.
Ivan Soto in the chat says he really misses the trench coat. He also wanted to.
too.
He also
I need
wanted to
trench
bring up
coat.
that he's glad. Are we glad that they remembered that Barbara's bisexual? I really enjoy that. I'm happy. That,
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
I
guess-
did not catch that either.
Yay, bi visibility. I'm about
yeah,
that
like
way.
no, like the show made that clear that they like she's bi because now she was with a man, she was with a woman, she's with a man now. That it's
Yeah.
just a thing that happens.
Oh yeah. It's very
yes, yes,
subliminal.
yes,
yeah.
yes.
I also think that Penguin's asexual, and I've gotten some flack for that in the comments.
Yeah, people
Oh,
didn't
really?
like that.
Well,
But
'cause
that, no, I mean,
think
really,
that's
that
a
you got the
valid point.
comments, because I totally think that makes a lot of sense
Yeah,
for
I think it
Penguin.
makes
and
sense.
I think for a show that's trying to give visibility to a character that happens to be bisexual, I love the idea of a character happening to just be asexual.
But I really want him and Zaz to work out. Like I'm still
No.
fighting
but
for
asexual
that.
people still have romantic love. They're just
Yeah.
not into sex.
And I think
Okay.
that we get that when he's, like,
That's what
kind
him
of
and
following after Riddler.
that's what him and Riddler were all about.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay.
And no, we cannot ship Zaz.
Why? I liked
No,
it. People
no,
on
no, no,
Twitter
no.
talked about it the first week, and I was like, yes, I actually liked that shit.
That is some fan fiction stuff, y'all. Like, I
Whoa.
see it.
But I
can
like
see
it.
You writing it. I
was-
get it. Visually, I understand the aesthetic.
I'll send you some links. It's the Alfred Zaz stuff that's pretty new.
Oh, that's
Penguin
interesting.
Zaz stuff,
Wow.
it's been all summer. It's-
That's like very power control.
How deep into Reddit are you? Steven's just like 2
You're like-
a.m. Like, you don't even know Joelle. Also,
I have more burner accounts than most people understand. Subreddits.
Oh my god. Yes,
many
I
burners.
love it.
Steve mentioned while we were watching the show that he was looking forward to seeing Jim in the two-piece on Reddit. I challenge you
Oh,
guys
yes.
to do it better and faster.
Oh yeah.
That'll be front page
Tweet
of our Gotham.
us.
Like that's not that's low hanging
Yes,
fruit. Like
do
that's not even gonna be
it.
fun.
Yes, tweet us those.
I want to see all things.
I brought up Oswald Cobblepot. He seems involved with this arms race. Without getting too predictions-y, how do we think this sword came to be? To be lost by Ra's al Ghul, to wind up on a shipment to Gotham, to wind up in Cobblepot's hands so that he could try to auction it off to Gotham's elite, which is between Barbara, who's funded by Ra's al Ghul, that's all but confirmed now, or Bruce, who just wants it because he happened upon it on the street once.
Personally, I think that somebody took it away from him and sent it to Oswald on purpose because he
Oh.
knew about it. And then when Bruce was looking through the book, it's like he kind of knew what he was looking for. Like he knew that it was something special. So I feel like this is all like a little circle like around.
I feel like we're missing our secret organization right now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of there's always some kind of hand
Yeah.
or something going on in Gotham, controlling, pulling strings. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say there is some kind of organization that he was able, maybe a lot of times Raj is up against ancient monks who were like, you shouldn't have this power.
Yeah.
Please bring me ancient monks, Gotham. I'm ready for that.
I dig that.
Yeah.
And maybe
You
they
don't
took the
deserve this
knife.
power. Let's give it a Cobblepot.
Also,
Yeah.
it's being brought up in the chat that it is a sword. It's an embalming knife, not a sword.
Yeah, it's a
I
Okay,
wrote
knife.
it wrong on the
guys.
board. It's an embalming
Okay.
knife.
Knife. Yeah, I was gonna say
Specifically.
it's a lot smaller than
Yeah,
a
like,
sword.
it's specifically an
Yeah.
embalming knife. What else is that? I'm trying to think of. That's the problem with Ra's al Ghul. In most forms you've seen him, has been portrayed as that overarching. That like he doesn't usually have equals as it comes to enemies, and anyone who could take that knife from him would be an equal foe. So I'm really interested to meet that person.
Yeah, definitely. If it's a singular person, you got to think that person is definitely still alive and kicking. But then why did you
Yeah.
lose the knife? I have so many questions.
I don't think the knife was lost. I think
I
it was
think-
like
yeah.
strategically placed.
I think it was
And it ended up with-
taken.
yeah.
I don't think he lost
Yeah,
it
I don't think it
either.
was lost.
ZSB Lou in the chat. What if Penguin gave them a dummy knife?
I also like that idea.
I think that's very
That's
likely.
really smart.
That's possible.
Yeah,
The
I
Penguin
wouldn't be
has
surprised.
the
real
regular
life.
knife because he
Yeah.
assumes Barbara Keene will come after him, and that'll be fun. Also, we do have to touch on Selina Kyle's face mask real quick.
Oh yeah.
No.
Her mask is 20 times better than Bruce's. Let's just be real about it.
It's better than Bruce's, but I still don't like it.
Aesthetically
Yeah.
pleasing. I enjoyed it.
I don't like the fact that we didn't get to see her get her mask.
I'm okay with not seeing that because it doesn't.
Really?
Well, because then they played it down as like, yeah, I wore a mask, like so they couldn't identify me. Like it wasn't a big thing as like Bruce Wayne putting on a cowl.
Yeah.
It's
Bruce
kind
Wayne
of,
putting on a cowl up top the streets of Gotham, like that's a big deal. Whereas Selina Kyle putting on a mask so she doesn't get seen at the docks, I think they
Yeah.
played that properly.
well,
There's still
okay.
a visual
Yeah.
reveal,
Yeah.
but like the character was like, well, whatever.
I have weird feelings about it because then we see her in the cat suit without any kind of like introduction either, and that's like
Yeah.
iconic.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
weird to me, and especially when the episode is all about like wearing masks and pretending to be other people and things like that. It's weird to me that Selina, who's the only other person to physically put on a mask in the show, doesn't kind of have like a setup or an entrance for
Yeah.
that. Even if all we saw was her like pulling it down as she gets ready to go, I just think that maybe that was an important shot that got missed.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every single character when they've been introduced into like their mad character, they've had some sort of like entrance. It hasn't just been
Yeah.
like, oh, the Joker was just there and he was the Joker and
Yeah.
we knew he was the Joker kind of thing. Like at least every single one of them had like their little intro
Yeah.
to like
I'm
being
gonna-
that, and I feel like she didn't get the chance to do that. I was really hoping like that's one of the things that I was waiting for, like, oh, I can't wait for Selina Kyle to become Catwoman.
I feel like that's happening though.
Here's the thing.
Because for her to
yeah.
actually
Gradually.
become Catwoman with her own autonomy, not reporting to Barbara, not reporting to Tabitha, not
Yeah.
learning at their feet, not scavenging, like not literally
Yeah.
just scavenging on the street, like that's still happening for
And
her.
we had
Well,
this
and-
scene where she was like on the ground with all the cats around her
Mm-hmm.
last
well,
season.
and Selina is the least changey person in that
Sure.
she is
Yeah.
always kind of
She's
gonna
always
be
been the
Selina
same,
Kyle.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
sometimes she wears a mask, sometimes she doesn't. Like, but she's always the same kind of person and making her own decisions. Even when she's trying to get Barbara to like her, she's doing it very much on her own terms. So
Right.
to some extent, I do hope that we get like a final though, like maybe like even just like putting on the boots or something
Yeah.
like that's like really dope later when it's like, okay, this is
Yeah,
the
I think
completed
there's
version.
a
Yeah.
setup coming later.
So, speaking of dresses and accoutrement to a character, Nigma had a block of ice for a couple weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now he didn't, thanks to Meredith, which was called.
Yes, I called that episode 1. I said it was gonna happen before episode 4, and I was right.
3. That is.
One prediction,
Prediction
right this
came
season.
true.
I love that first week where we were doing predictions. And
Yeah.
you're like, man, all your predictions seem really laser focused and right on. You're gonna bat 1,000, and I'm like, nope. I buckshot predictions. Like people talk about how I nail one. I only bat like 200 here. Like I make a lot of predictions. I really like the Meredith character.
Myrtle.
Sorry,
Myrtle.
Ron Burgundy that board.
Oh my gosh, I love Myrtle too. I like, especially because Harley Quinn's a character everyone's kind of been calling for. Is Barbara or isn't she? And there's a lot of debate. I kind of like that they're like, you know what? We'll just give you a bunch of little Harley Quinn like
Yep.
Yeah.
little spontaneous moments. They did it with the kind of puffy circus-like sleeves
Yep.
earlier on. When she
Yeah.
comes in, she's very bouncy, and it looks as though she has pigtails and maybe a little crooked hat. At first, I thought we might be dealing with a Tetch kind of spin-off.
That's
With
what it
her in
felt like initially,
silhouette,
yeah.
I was like, oh, interesting. I'm mad though because very quickly Myrtle rose to the top of like favorite characters. I was like, this is interesting. I like her. She's weird.
No.
She's kind of like a reverse Kris Kringle. I hate you
No.
right now, Zach.
Yeah.
What?
I did not
Why?
like her. I was so happy when she died. I was like, yes.
What?
Oh my god, that like made my life.
Why
Aside
did
from
you
Barbara
hate
coming
her?
back, she was
What?
just so like she was too quirky and just too out there, and I was like,
That's what makes
I'm
Gotham Gotham.
exactly. But for me, this was just too much.
Yeah,
I was
it's-
like, I'm
This
not
was
feeling her.
This was the correct amount.
Yeah.
I think Gotham as a show is best when you have that character and then
Yeah.
another character to completely ground them. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see,
You're an insane
Enigma
person.
didn't ground her.
Enigma grounded her
I feel
completely
like-
as like, wait, my
Don't know
exploits?
things. Yeah.
I didn't have that many exploits.
Okay.
Well, and
Enigma
also, it was
actually
fair.
didn't have that many exploits. As as the Riddler, he had like maybe a 3-week run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Enigma's like, he's had such like a messy like love situation going on where he was like genuinely in love, and then he was like someone was unrequitedly in love with him, and I just think it would have been interesting to see, like, he put Chris through so much. I would have loved to have seen those tables turn for like at least another episode.
Yeah, we need to get him a matchmaker. Like, he's had some really bad luck in love.
Bad luck. I mean, he killed KK, so I don't call that bad luck.
Well, and then a complete, like, practically clone came back.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who thought Myrtle should have been played by that same actress? Just because
I think I would have liked it better if she was.
Yeah, so
I like Myrtle as it happened tonight. I'm all on board, and I'm hoping Zaz didn't actually shoot her in the face. They cut away for a reason.
You know what?
Don't say that. You just crushed it for me.
Sorry.
Well, they don't usually show people. I mean, they didn't do like these. A lot of times, Gotham will go out and they do that hover shot where they're like, dead body, done.
They didn't do that with this. We did not see the gunshot.
But can we also bring up the fact
is stone cold, though.
Why is Zaz shooting people? Like, well, I understand sometimes Zaz is gonna have to use a gun. Like, it's quick. We're in a lot of like, I get it. But here, when it's like have fun, I was like, finally Zaz with knives. I was like elevated, super hyped. I was like, let's a gun? That's not fun. I was like, I thought you were gonna carve her up or something. I was very upset.
Oh my goodness.
Also, there's some talk in the chat of, is Zaz a mercenary? I want to point out that Zaz, if you pay a mercenary enough money, he becomes your employee.
That's also true.
Like, if you need plumbing every day, yes, that plumber's an independent contractor, but he's at your house every day.
He's also your plumber.
He's your plumber at that point, I think would be the best way to describe
Oh,
Zaz.
Evan Soda brings up a good question. Why dumb the Riddler down? It seems strange to do so. Here's why. The Riddler has always had his brain. It is the one thing that's always made him able to survive any situation, even going all the way back to season 1, where he's just a medical examiner. But he's still, like, the jokes and the riddles are the thing that gets him through the day. By taking that away, and he has no allies, what we're hopefully going to get is a super savage Riddler. Like, I'm ready to see the Riddler, like, more, like, traps and things. More constructive traps as opposed to the mental kind, and seeing how that maybe brings him back a little.
He'd be like the old man in Saw.
I personally thought that I personally thought that his riddles were what was keeping him sane, more than anything. So I think, like, now that he is cured, technically he's not sane. And I think that's going to be, like, really interesting to see how he's going to react, because he didn't kill the girl, but he left, and he was like, he didn't even think twice. He just, like, smacked her, and it was very, like you said, savage of him. So I think that him not being able to do the riddles in his head is going to make him go, like, crazy.
You have to point out one thing, though, and that's the Penguin. When he comes in, he's like, it's weird that he would leave her alive, which is true. We have seen him be very kind of, like, quick to just pull someone's trigger. He doesn't really care. So I don't know. Maybe at first I felt like, definitely more savage, but now I'm questioning it.
Yeah.
That'll be more a prediction. I think we talked about Cobblepot and Zaz enough. Before I get into the future of Gotham and what Gordon did down in Miami, the info button says Miami. I'll fight you in the comments. I'm going to talk about Monday, the Charlie Wisco television network, the CW, brings you the front line of drama with the new military series, Valor. Two Special Ops Army helicopters, pilots breaking boundaries and defying all expectations. Their bravery in the face of impossible odds earned them the distinguished Flying Cross for valor. But together they are funding that truth is the first casualty of the war. During their last mission, something went wrong, something no one is talking about. And when they went into the combat zone, not everyone came home. So now they have secrets. They're also patriots and refuse to leave any man behind. What would you do if you had to break the rules to do what's right? What would you stay grounded and step in line, or go to any lengths to learn the truth? They share secrets, go on clandestine missions, risk life and limb with only each other to depend on. How close would you get to the only person who really knows you? It's the explosive new drama that pushes the boundaries between military discipline and human nature. The new series that's right on target, Valor. The world premiere after the season premiere of Supergirl, Monday, only on Charlie Whiskey, the CW.
You need to check that out. Like, first of all, it's a lady helicopter pilot. It's the CW, so it's going to be romantic. It's going to be messy. And there's war. I'm really excited. I did not expect the CW to go in this direction. I'm kind of pumped about it.
Yeah, it's very, like, off from the CW's MO, whereas, like, you know, with the CW, they're going to bring, like, drama and, like, relationships and mix that in with the action thriller.
I
like,
really
I'm into
like
it.
the progression of the CW network shows-wise. Because at one point, they were, like, the One Tree Hill network. Like,
They
had high drama,
Gossip
low
Girl, One
stakes
Tree
shows.
Hill,
shows,
yeah.
the OC,
Yeah.
the OC was on Fox. Never mind. But like,
But like that.
shows like the OC that were very high drama but very low stakes. And then when they got into the superhero game with Arrow, they moved more toward. Moved more towards higher stakes, but in the fantasy realm.
Right.
So this is the natural progression of a real life drama. A real life drama based with real stakes but high drama. And
Yes.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend's wonderful.
Star
Yeah.
Drew, you do owe me $5. I watched all 2 hours of The Inhumans. We can talk about that online.
Oh yes.
You missed that last week. Star Drew was like,
Yes.
we did a read for it. He's like, I bet you all won't watch it. I was like, you owe me $5. I'm totally gonna watch.
Yeah.
She's got Venmo.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
She's got Venmo.
Cash App, Chase App, what you got? I'm ready.
What you got?
We drove to Comic-Con together. I Venmoed her.
Ah.
So let's get into Gordon down in Miami with Carmine Falcone, the debut of Sofia
Yes.
Falcone.
Falcone.
Words not happening tonight. I'll include Bullock there, but also pretty much the future of Gotham hinges.
Yeah.
Both the Gotham overworld and underworld, because of Cobblepot, are kind of one and the same here. Is Sofia a mastermind or just a girl?
Mastermind.
Yeah, she's definitely a
Mastermind.
mastermind.
I'm excited. I
Well,
want to see more.
We already talked about this outside, but we know that Gordon cannot be in a relationship that isn't a hot
That
mess.
I know. That's why
all
I
he can
loved
do.
it. It's like you don't. I was literally yelling at the TV. I'm like, don't do it. But yet inside, I'm like, but I kind of want you to do it because like I know it's bad for you, but it's gonna be so good to watch.
Several points. Sophia is hot as hell.
Yes.
Seriously.
She looks sharp.
Those
and
outfits and the
they're
cleavage.
so
I was
lady
like,
gangster.
whoa.
Like
Yeah.
if you look at
Lady
like,
gangster.
because Falcone is so like it's very classic Italian mom. So you've got the sharp shoulders, you've got the suits,
Yes.
good clean lines. I like the way they adapted her outfits to be the very feminized version of that.
Yeah.
She
Yep.
looks amazing. I will cop all the looks.
Yep.
But also no, the minute she showed up, I was like, that's shady. I don't trust her at all.
No, yeah, we
I don't
called
trust
that
how-
right off the bat. She was shady.
Who's so calm with their brother's murder?
Exactly.
Even if you completely understand the situation, are like, well, he was poisoned and there was nothing we could do. I still feel like you don't cozy up to and kiss your brother's killer like
So-
day one. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of day 2.
Shh, no.
Okay. Well,
No, it was day one. It was day one.
It was the same. It was the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
She
went
had
to
the
the
same
beach.
outfit.
Am I the only one who, just for Gordon's sake, for all Gordon's been through, and really for all Sophia's been through too, I wanted them to just have a tryst in Miami and then just stay down in Miami?
No.
No.
Like, and just
I wanna-
stay on that estate
want-
with Carmine and then just
Low-key.
like, you know what? We don't need to be here.
I actually I'm super excited to see them work together to kind of take Gotham back.
That's true.
And I feel like it's going to be so sexy just like watching
Yes.
them like just I don't know. I
You
think
just
they're going to
know-
work so good. And
You
I'm
just
like,
know Lee is gonna come back and be like, really though?
Oh, I know.
Really? So you killed her brother, my husband, and now the two of you. What is even happening? Like that'll
Yeah.
be the thing that breaks
That's
Lee
the
permanently.
hot mess that I love, though. It's like so. It's like Real Housewives meets Gotham in like the perfect way.
Yeah, well, I do have to say, when he first saw her, when like he gets off the car, I'm like, I hope Lee is going through your mind right now because Lee is probably thinking about you right now.
He moved on.
We've seen Lee. We've seen him with
Barbara.
Vicky Vale.
Yeah.
Barbara's the only blonde he's ever been with on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
And then now this chick, I was like, yeah, this is just right up his alley.
But I think
This is
Barbara
exactly what
represented
he does.
everything. I think Barbara represented everything normal that he couldn't possibly
Yeah.
like.
Right.
So much so that he kind of. The argument could be made that it was his involvement that turned Barbara
turned
into,
her,
the,
yeah.
into being the worst.
I
Definitely
think
could
so.
make that argument.
You could make that argument. Many have made that argument. I think it takes 2 to turn someone into a Lazarus pitted arms dealer.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Multiple hands were involved in that
I mean,
exchange.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Tabitha, Cobblepot. I think Fish Mooney was involved at one point. I think it was
Yeah.
it all stemmed from the goat at like season 1.
The chat has evolved to it's Gotham, and I love Billie Jean 24. It's like, so being frozen made Edward lose his ability to do and figure out riddles. Wow. He has a
Sure.
brain freeze. It just needs to warm up. He's going to get right back on track. Don't worry about that.
I mentioned this while we were watching the show, and I said, "Oh my gosh, he's cured!" Because I believe when I think it was in the last episode, he was like, "Oh, he's here. We had to freeze him because he's sick, and that's the only thing that could cure him." So in a way, he's cured, but not in the way that we
I
don't
like
want
the
him to be
irony of
cured.
that.
I-
Totally.
But I also like as Joelle said about him, I like that we're gonna get to see him grow and
Yeah.
move as a character, grow back to being the Riddler we want.
Do you guys think that now that he doesn't have he's technically obviously still the Riddler, but do you guys think that now he's that character that he used to see before? Do you guys remember like in season 2 when he was talking and then the other person would show up?
I feel
like now he's that person.
I think that would be worth,
totally.
That would be worth kind of watching some of those scenes back now,
Right.
Yeah.
And like to see, I think as an actor, that's something you would definitely inform yourself to do. That like the character I'm portraying in season 1 in a mirror to the actual character should be who I become.
Yes.
Right.
So it would be good to see how full on the performance is.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm so excited.
I just want him to have his cane back. Or no, he's never had the cane in this show, has he?
No.
I need the Riddler cane. It's my favorite accessory of the Riddler.
I feel like that would be the last step.
It is the final touch. He's got the hat, he has the suit. Yeah, totally.
So, do we have anything else about this episode before we dive into predictions? Because I think there's a lot to predict.
Chat was asking if we could just briefly touch on Alfred and Bruce.
Oh, yes.
Being dope as hell. And
handled,
they
touched.
were amazing. I love seeing Alfred in the field. Like I really, when he came up and was like, "What are you doing up here?" And I was like, "Oh, here we go." And he's punching people in the face. It's great, and I'm really excited. We've been talking about watching billionaire Bruce Wayne, the costume, start to come out more. And today we got to see him go a little further. That he hasn't figured out the nuances of being fake Bruce yet, but I'm looking forward to it. It was fun to see him go push, like have fun with it too.
Yeah.
You don't get to see the kid
But
have
I think
a lot of
also,
fun.
I think he played it better than we're giving him credit.
I loved Bratty Bruce.
Because I think
That was my favorite. Like I was like, yes, give
because
me more.
If he were a spoiled brat, if you were a spoiled brat with no parental supervision for like very formative 4 years of his life, he would be that way.
Right.
Yeah, and the thing is that nobody knows him really besides Selina.
They know of him.
And Gordon.
Yeah.
And obviously like Fox and Alfred, but besides that, people don't really know how he is. So I loved him playing this character for the audience. It's just like
It was so much fun to watch.
And to quote one of my favorite lines from Batman Begins, it's "The apple has fallen very far from the tree." That is the Bruce Wayne he has to portray.
Right.
Yeah.
That his parents were saints while
my heart.
his parents were living saints.
Yes.
And he is also in his own way a living saint.
Yeah.
But he does it in a duality that if he was even close to a compassionate human being as Bruce Wayne, people would eventually find out that he's Batman and he cares about the city. So he has to portray someone who does not care about anything, including the city. And I think that's we're seeing the very beginning of this is the character you need to learn to play.
Definitely.
Also, I think that character could have also found a ship manifest pretty easily.
Yeah.
I think Bruce Wayne, billionaire playboy, even Bruce Wayne, bratty little kid with a bunch of money, could have been like, I wanna pilot a steamboat. Here's $100,000.
Yeah.
Right, here's some cash. Move out the
Okay,
side.
this kid's gonna pilot the steamboat. That seems cool.
A little left.
He'll be back.
Yeah, I think we see a lot of that Bruce coming out in the final exchange with Selina too. If you look at that, no more of the kind of gentle, compassionate Bruce, and no more of even the like defending himself Bruce. He's like, you just need to leave. I was like, damn, Bruce. Okay, he's over it now. Not even over it, but I think he's moved on to the kind of obsessive crime fighting headspace.
Yeah.
Like, there's no more of these kind of teenage feelings of like, how are you and what's going on and do we like each other? He's like, look, Selina, I don't have time for your BS and running errands for Barbara. Crazy. I'm here. I got a thing to do. This is my sword. I paid $2 million for it.
I dig it.
Respect.
I like it.
Respect, and like that also fits the character he's creating, which is like you imparted the value on the sword. Like I'm just some bratty kid who wanted all the things everyone else wanted.
Yeah.
Right. I think
Can
he played it well.
Point out something? I just want to say that the people who, like the actors that play these characters, most of them have had to play like the same character but in two different ways.
Yeah.
Like Jim when he was technically the other crazy guy that was underneath. And then now Bruce, and I think Selina's the only one that's been like sane, but like the Riddler and like Oswald when he was sane, kind of. And I really love that. I love them being able to get into like two different characters with the same character because you just I don't know.
see
I
the
love it.
duality
It's
of it,
so
yeah.
cool. So I love them for bringing both of the two characters alive.
Yeah. Are we ready to dive into the predictions?
I am. Let's do
do this.
predictions. Thank you.
I know. We didn't get lights.
We were upset about
We
it.
only got like predictions.
So only
Like
when
that was
Steve
the
is
only
here
thing
do
that
we
we
get
got.
lights.
Y'all didn't
happening.
manage your time right. That's what it means if you don't get lights.
Yep.
It means they have
Spit
to
it
just
out.
point the buzzer and get you out of here. If you leave yourself 5 whole minutes for predictions, they play the light.
Probably, yeah.
So before we get into predictions in large, I just want to ask a broad question.
Yes.
Do we think Sofia is a mastermind enough that the blade and the blade being taken away from Ra's al Ghul and then winding up in the hands of Cobblepot in the midst of Gotham, which is in the midst of a power vacuum, was all her?
No. No.
I don't.
I
I'm
think
not
that-
convinced it was a thought I had. I want to run it
Here's
by
the
my
thing.
brain trust.
I don't
Here's
think
why
so.
I
No.
could potentially buy into that theory. Her thing at the end of, what do you think I've been doing for the last 10 years down
Oh,
here?
that's a good
Like,
point. That's
she
a good
has
point.
been planning something.
That's what
Yes.
I'm saying.
Now, is it the stuff with the knife? I don't know. But if it was, I wouldn't be horrendously shocked. It wouldn't,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be a It's Gotham moment
Yeah.
where you're like, where's this even coming from?
Where it's like, no, a Falcone spent 10 years plotting.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Any Falcone, like, because Mario
That's a
before the
good call.
Tetravirus seemed to have no interest in actually taking over Gotham.
Yeah.
Whereas Sophia seems hell-bent on taking over Gotham.
Yeah, she is.
Mm-hmm.
It's her
Oh
birthright.
god, this one just happened too. Am I the only one who thinks she could be putting trace amounts of arsenic in Carmine Falcone's food in an
Just
attempt,
slowly kill
in
him.
an attempt to
Oh,
slowly
to
kill him so
kill
she can
him.
claim her birthright?
I like Ivan's comment. Sophia Falcone is the hangman in the comics or a cop killer, which would be amazing. It would be amazing if she was just went back, like loving up to Gordon, and then just slowly started killing off cops. Where Gordon's like, "Who is this mastermind?" You're sleeping with her.
Yes.
That would be-
That would be really cool.
I don't see that quite happening in the same arc we're talking about, but
want it.
I do see a future in which she's a cop. She's the hangman.
Yeah.
And is killing a bunch
Yeah.
of cops around Gotham. Also, we got that new detective. It just kind of happened
Oh,
very
yeah,
briefly, where we're just like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, she just,
new
like,
face.
comes around.
What?
Wait,
The
did I
one at
miss
the
it?
end.
Yeah, right at the end, right before Sophia came back, and
Yeah.
all our breaths were taken away again. There was a new cop. There was a
Yeah.
new detective.
There
or
was a new detective.
Bullock was just like, yeah, we have a new detective.
Okay.
Also,
All right,
Penguin
Gotham.
is. I think Penguin is trying to privatize the GCPD, and that's what
think
Sophia.
so.
So I think Sophia's first order of business is to gather all the families back to get loyal to her, so that she can move forward. She can move forward with the GCPD not being privatized, and for Penguin's rule to be delegitimized at the very least.
I'm
Yeah.
just super
Yeah.
excited to see Sophia square off with Barbara.
Yes.
Because they're clearly going to be on different sides of things. And I feel like when two crazies meet, it's just beautiful. I really want to see them go at it. And especially now that Barbara can fight, guys.
Oh,
Barbara
I
can
love
fight, and
it.
she was amazing at it, and she looked good doing it.
Yes.
So I would really like to see a Barbara Sophia like just knock down, drag 'em out fight.
Yeah, they're gonna fight. I'm interested. Like, it's gonna be a real power struggle as we see the Riddler come back in, as we see Barbara kind of, have her own deal with struggling with coming back into power. And Penguin's now, he has all of these people that are gonna be fighting for Gotham with him as well. So I'm interested to see that power struggle.
I don't have as many leading questions as I usually have. So what are everyone's predictions at large? What are we expecting?
Lee's coming back.
Yes.
I think Lee's coming
That
back.
actress hasn't had that baby yet, though. Right?
It's okay. You saw? They know how to
Shopping
trick with
bags.
the yeah.
Okay.
They know how to like
I-
jackets and.
I don't know if Leo will be back, but I feel like Bruce has had too good of a run. Bruce has been on a spree of like just doing great stuff.
Oh,
We
I
do
see
see
him
a single tier
twist.
role in the previews for next week. I think he F's up somewhere along the way. He gets too cocky. He's not listening to Alfred.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's not going to last much longer.
I
he's a
personally
spiral.
think that Falcone is actually going to aid his daughter. Like he's going to guide her on what to do. If they are the master. Wow, I can't speak now.
Words
all
today, all day, yeah.
If the mastermind plan was actually theirs, I think he's going to guide her to get it all done. Or what I also think is I think that he's not sick. I think that he's having, like, she's going and she pretended like, oh yeah, like I'll go, like, oh, it's my birth thing, but really Falcone has something in his back pocket.
I think there are two outcomes. One is he's sick, but it's her doing.
Yes,
or the other is she's his consigliere the whole way.
Yeah.
And that maybe she'll step out. Maybe at one point she'll make a move to step out of his shadow and step out from his plan. But it's one or the other. She's either a mastermind or he's the mastermind.
Yeah.
She's killing him.
I think
she's killing him. She's killing him.
I'm gonna go and just throw a whole wrench in all of this.
Uh-oh.
I think that so she comes back, she has a plan. I think she fails miserably and winds up dying, and that's the thing that brings Falcone back to Gotham.
That cures his arsenic poisoning.
It's terrible. How do you know
Well, his daughter's not going to be there to poison him anymore, so he might get better and end up coming back.
Yeah, he might do some chelation.
If the poisoning is true.
If she's an evil enough mastermind to have done all the things we're giving her credit to do, I'm pretty sure she has a maid. Pretty sure she cuts her maid to do the poisoning.
And then that maid hooks up with Alfred.
Oh my goodness.
That's all Gotham, guys. Amazing.
Do we have any other predictions before we head on out of here?
I'm good.
I think I'm good.
I think we've covered all the bases here tonight. You guys can join us next week when we're going to talk about more Gotham. It's going to be so much fun. In the meantime, you can find us all individually on different websites. Starting in my far left, whichever website you'd like to.
Hi guys, I'm Karla Beltran. I don't know why I'm saying hi. I mean bye. We've been talking for the past almost 45 minutes, but my hi and my bye to you guys. I'm saying hi and bye because I'm actually not going to be joining you guys next week. I will be out of town, but I will definitely be back the following week. So you can follow my travels, which I'm going to Marrakesh on my Instagram at Karla B Travels and it's Karla with a K and B-E. And my Twitter is at Karla Beltran with an R at the end.
I will be back next week. Bye. And you can follow me at Just Plain Zack across all social media platforms. Made it easy. And justplainzack.com. All the links are in there, so you can just go there.
Guys, I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me all over the internet at Joelle Monique, every week at blackgirlnerds.com. Head over to the site tomorrow to check my review of The Death and Life of Marsha P. Johnson, which I saw on Netflix last night. It was amazing documentary. It's super good. David French is a wonderful human being for making this, and you definitely want to check it out.
And I'm Steve Kaufmann. You can find me on Twitter almost exclusively at Steve Kaufmann. That is Kaufmann. I also have a YouTube channel that has a vlog called The Sober Year. You can go to thesoberyear.com. I'm currently on week 17 of The Sober Year, where I've reached 17 weeks of not drinking. It's been since my birthday, June 1st, so I do hopefully a weekly vlog about that.
Sorry.
I haven't
Why are you clapping?
It's an important milestone.
I'm happy for you, I guess. Yay.
But thank you, Gothamites, and we'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.